So we're back at it again. So this is part 2 of how to use the acapella. So initially in the first video I showed you guys how to use the acapella, given that you know the BPM of the acapella. And now I will explain when you don't know the BPM of the acapella. So now this is assuming that you have this acapella, maybe you got it online on the internet, and you don't know the BPM. You don't even know what the beat per minute is of that acapella. So yeah, so this is what I'm basically going to be explaining to you. So just also on a side note, just let me explain a few things as well. This method here, it's a working method, but at the same time you need to understand that when it comes to acapellas, when you're dealing with acapellas, you're dealing with people that are singing basically. So when somebody's singing, they've got high notes, low notes. They basically sing according to keys, certain keys, they hit certain keys with their voices type of thing. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes just because you adjust the BPM of the track to a beat doesn't necessarily mean that the vocal is gonna sit perfectly with the track. That the vocal can actually be off key related to some of the keys, maybe if you have keys on the track. You get what I'm saying? So you need to also consider such things. There's also such things as tempo, pitch, and all those things there, which could be a contributing factor to how your vocal basically sits and perfectly on the track there. So those are all the other side things which you might consider, but I don't want to dwell too much on that because I don't know much about that. I'm just going to talk about what I know, and that's what the whole video is about. Basically, it's about what I know and give back to you guys what I know. So the first thing, let's assuming you get an acapella and you don't know the BPM, the first thing you do, which is the quickest method, which works best, will be to open virtual DJ. So I'm assuming most of you have virtual DJ. So you open your virtual DJ like this, go to wherever your acapella is. So let's go to our acapella is. It's somewhere here. Acapella is latest, recent, and acapellas. So the acapella we are using is called as this one here. So you just take it there and you drop it in there, and then as you see BPM, virtual DJ basically detects the BPM for you. It tells you the BPM is 125, and then you can just simply close virtual DJ and come here, open editing, open your acapella like that, do the previous video method and say 125, and it should work, But virtual DJ is not always precise. You know what I'm saying? Virtual DJ doesn't always give you the correct BPM. So I'm gonna show you guys a manual method in which you can detect the beats per minute of your thing, of your acapella by yourself, using Fruity Loops without using virtual DJ. So yeah, so what you want to do is basically what this method works on. You listen to the acapella, you imagine the kick of the track in your head and how the acapella sits with the kick. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna play the acapella. It goes like this. So when I imagine the kick, it's gonna be something along the lines of this. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying you imagine the kick, and then that's basically how this whole process works. So what you do next is you'll come to this part here. And you basically just tap the kick that you imagine. So you'll tap that onto the system, and Fruity Loops will be able to pick up the spacing in between your taps and tell you that, okay, you're tapping at 125 beats per minute or 120 beats per minute or whatever it might think it is, and then we'll keep that, and that will basically be the BPM of your acapella. So let's do this. So the first thing you do is you've loaded the acapella, you've done it, then you play the acapella. So let's play the acapella. And then as the acapella is playing, you imagine the kick in your head. Fine. Then you go to where your BPM is, your tempo. You right click, go to tab. Now this is where you're putting it into the system. What you've been imagining in your head, you're putting into the system the kick that you've been imagining. So it'll be like this. Corner. and you're done. So you want to do that for quite a long time until basically it stabilizes and it sticks onto 1 ppm, and you see that okay, it says the ppm is this or this. And so according to my tapping, it says the beats per minute for this acapella is 126, but we both know that the beat per minute for this acapella is actually 125. So the main reason why this might not necessarily, why Fruity Loops might detect this is obviously, there are confounding variables. There are certain things that you cannot get exactly correct. You get what I'm saying? You need to understand that when you click your mouse, there's actually a lag period. There's actually a time where your clicking has to be processed by your PC and converted into basically you and your cursor basically tapping onto this process here, onto this thing here. You get what I'm saying? Tempo tapper. So all those things there, such things there, you need to consider such things there, and that's basically why you may not always get the exact BPM, but you need to understand that the BPM that you get is usually just plus minus 1 BPM or 2 BPM above and below. That's usually the range of it. So from here on, what you can always do is you can try the different BPMs and see. Just add 1 more or minus 1 more. If you feel it's a bit too fast, just decrease a bit and see how it goes. But you should get it eventually. It should be on point. It shouldn't be extreme. It shouldn't be like there's no way Fruity Loops can detect 110 and then the actual BPM is like 64. You get what I'm saying? That's impossible. Fruity Loops goes according to what you put in. So if you imagine the kick incorrectly, then Fruity Loops will give you what you imagine. But yeah, so we'll take that as 126. So you assume that's 126, and then maybe you put in 126 there, and then you basically follow the previous method of the other acapella. You put in 126 there, accept, do the whole thing, slice it there as I told you in the previous video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and watch the previous video. Drag, paste it here, listen to it, play the acapella. Is it in sync? Is it not in sync? Is it too fast? Is it too slow? If it's too slow, then you wanna come back here. You wanna click there. You wanna adjust the BPM now to 127 or 126, if whatever you feel it should be. You re-drag it, drag again to wherever you dropped your acapella initially over that one. Do the whole process again. Resample, auto detect, test it again, play it. Is it in sync? It's a bit too fast now. Lower it again. You get what I'm saying? Until you basically get it correctly. But that's basically how you do it, and that's how you use your acapellas, and that's how you actually make a remix of a song if you don't know the beats per minute for it. So yeah, man, that's how you do it. Like, subscribe, comment, Facebook. Any questions, follow me on Twitter. Let me know. Email me. I'm sharing my personal Facebook account as well now on the Facebook page. So for those interested, yeah, I know shop my free too. Fade.